Peace, everyone. I'd like to take a second to talk about something near and dear to my heart. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? I mean, when I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had so many questions like, how do I even record an episode? Where do I find background music? How do I get my show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other popular places I like to listen? And where do I find advertisers? The answer to each and every one of these questions was very simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, for distributing, and even monetizing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free and 100% ridiculously easy to use. Now, thinking out loud is an art. Anchor gives me the canvas and platform to be the artist I always wanted to be. So if you've always wanted to be an artist and start your own podcast, go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start. Join me and the rest of the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. Hey, yo, peace, everybody. It's your man, Honorable October 9, and this is the Art of Thinking Out Loud, my impromptu video presentation. But what I wanted to do right here was I wanted to kind of run a little continuation from my last one about paying attention and common sense. Now, last segment I talked about the education system, and I talked about religion. Well, this segment, I think what I want to focus more on when I talk about common sense is just things you see every day. When you check out the media, you see events on television that defy your logic, that defy your better sense, defy your common sense, what you have grown to know as like your backup, your intuition, you know, that deeper you that even when you don't really comprehend something, you have a deeper self that knows at least something needs to be questioned. A lot of people, what I'll see nowadays is most people, I'll say most, because we're all a victim of television. And just a little brief history of television. Television was originally designed for the purpose of swaying social trends, swaying public attention, you know, for the purpose of, you know, some would say mind control as a more blanket topic. But television was used for just that. That's why they're called programs that we watch, you know, because they're programming you. That's simple. But the deeper aspect that I'm talking about is when you see these different events play out that are supposed to be real, a part of our reality, these different events, but they go against everything within your logic that your common sense will allow. You see people get shot, little to no blood. You see paramedics doing, you know, moving chest compressions on people that have been shot 5 times, 6 times in the body, once in the head. You hear reports that the person called after they got shot You hear that the body was undamaged by the family members. Then you hear, you don't know what to believe. And then you never see a body. This is just something that I want people to really think about. Whenever we see these situations come about, a celebrity murder, okay, I'll go here. I won't call people's name. I won't call what celebrity. I'll just talk about the situation. One was going to buy a 4-wheeler or whatever, a motor vehicle. Took a big Louis Vuitton or whatever bag with $50, $60, $100,000 in it. Red flags. You got millions of dollars. You're not taking any big ass bag with large amounts of cash in it. You don't even have to use your credit cards at that point. You can make a phone call. And whatever it is will be delivered to your house at that level of the game, where you have big record companies and you have management companies and everything else vouching for you. You can make any type, and your accountant on top of all of that, you can make those purchases where those things will come to your house. All of that. You don't even have to deal with doing. And then who the fuck buys vehicles in cash in a big ass duffel bag? A big extravagant duffel bag, expensive duffel bag, full of money. It's like the narratives are getting worse. Then I go back and I think about how some get killed in well-populated places like Los Angeles, Las Vegas. Nights where there are big events going on. Hundreds, thousands of people all around in the immediate vicinity. A shooting happens. A shooting happens of a celebrity. Nobody can come with an accurate story 25, almost 30 years later. Same thing with another celebrity 6 months later. Still don't have an accurate story. And even if they did come with a story, who would they charge? See, nobody's thinking about the common sense part of these stories. And the common sense part of me says, if you said that a cop dressed as a Muslim shot this brother, then who do we then go after? Do we go after the LAPD, or do we go after the Nation of Islam? Do we start investigating them? If you tell me a gang member assassinated, shot, however you want to look at it, this person, but then you start tying in all these other conspiracy theories into it, how this person was working with the police and everything, then who do we then legally pursue? Do we pursue the gang member, or do we pursue the business entity, which would be the authorities that he was then tied to? In one case, where the paramedics were seen doing faulty work because they flipped somebody over who had been shot 5 or 6 times, 5 in the body, 1 in the head. They lifted him up and was doing walking chest compressions on him. How come nobody is suing the paramedics? How come there's no stories about that? How come, since this big ordeal, we're not hearing anything else in mass media about this big celebrity murder? I love these people's music. And this is going back from 25, 30 years ago, all the way to just, know what I'm saying, shit, 12, 15 months ago. You know, let's pull it all the way back, man. Shit ain't right. And let's just call it for what it is. How do you have unsolved homicides of popular artists 25 years later? All these celebrities claim to be around this person, but nobody's talking. Stop snitching, don't snitch, and all that shit goes that deep. But still, nobody's done nothing to anybody they really think has anything to do with it when it comes to authority-wise. Like to say the government, the police, what's being done on that behalf? Nothing. Yeah, you hear about situations in the street, blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop. Well, then you can't tell me that you think that the government has something to do with it, because nobody's going against the government. Nobody's bringing charges against the government for the murder of this celebrity or that popular rapper or this other popular rapper or that other popular rapper. Nobody's bringing charges against the government whom they claim had something to do with it. You know why? Because they know that's a bullshit story. Ain't no government did shit, man. I'm going to tell you the most that the government had to do with it, the most that the government had to do with it is the fact that this is all government narrative scripting. That's what the government had to do with it. Y'all work for the government. It's not that, oh, the government is doing this and we don't know. Nigga, the government's your boss. Let's just keep it all the way G. The government's your boss. You know, and that's just keeping it all the way real. And when I say that, I'm saying that when you see these Tekashi 6ix9ine situations, how I told y'all from jump, this nigga ain't real. This is not a real person. This is not a real entity. Yes, Daniel Hernandez is a real person. He plays a character named Tekashi 6ix9ine, who was created after several other characters. The other characters did other things on the internet that had nothing to do with music. Then he came with this music character, Tekashi 6ix9ine, with rainbow colored hair and all this other shit, because what people were not looking into was they weren't looking into the whole subliminal side of it. You know, the subliminal side of it is this fake character, this fake made up ass character, this government plant, this shield can infiltrate hip hop with rainbow colored hair, tattoos all over him. They'll make sure to not make him black. They'll make him anything other than black, because they feel like we have enough black folks that fit that whole caricature already. So they need somebody that's brown, of the brown nation. Brown peoples, this is where I need y'all to really pay attention. Tekashi was to make y'all the new niggas. Tekashi made brown peoples the new niggas. For real now. Because y'all were just the new niggas as far as who, as we say, popular society would get to work for them. Now we saying y'all the new niggas because of crime and because of the negative public persona that's being perpetrated by this government, CIA, FBI, whatever you want to call it, Alphabet Boys created character, Tekashi 6ix9ine. Which I can go deeper into dissecting his name at a whole nother time, but that's not important. But what I will tell you is this. I'll say this. Hell, we could just take 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine what? Cancer. That's exactly what this nigga was. A cancer to the fucking hip-hop industry. He came in, and I'm not talking about the astrological cancer. I'm talking about the physical cancer, the disease cancer. He got in you. By the time y'all realized this nigga was a cancer, he had all you niggas' phone calls. He knew where people stayed. He had conversations, intimate. Probably was wearing wires while he was sitting with you. little small webcams, all of that type shit, while he was sitting with you, all of that. But let me go back to what I was saying before I got kind of off into that. They allowed this created character named Tekashi 6ix9ine with rainbow colored hair. The rainbow colored hair, I'm gonna tell you what that was for. That was to show LGBTQ acceptance. That was to try to subtly, misogynistically lull them into thinking that this gangster character represents them too. And people will say I'm reaching. Nah, this ain't a yoga reach, because he came back in the video later and turned into a transgender in the video. So I'm not yoga reaching. I'm right on. I'm telling you. And what I'm saying by this is, I'm telling the gay community that Tekashi's hair color, all the rainbow colors and everything, this was to subliminally gain some of your acceptance. All the bullshit he was doing was to get the youth. The music and the pervasive culture was marketed by big business, and they placed him into various situations, into very lucrative situations. They placed him into very poignant situations. They placed him where they needed him to be around all of these big name people. And the choice then became whether you choose to deal with him or not. But the wild card of the game is whether you dealt with him, even the ones who, quote unquote, dealt with him, meaning did music with him, took photos with him, entertained his company, all wound up recorded in some type of way. From gang members all the way up to music folks who are now alleged gang members. I'm not gonna call them gang members, even though some of them admit to the shit in their own damn music. Now they want to call Tekashi a snitch and everything. Really, y'all niggas snitched on yourself a long ass time ago. All Tekashi did was confirm what you said. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, he's still a snitch, but you also a snitch too. Let's put that out there. Yeah, I say that about anybody who does music about selling drugs and doing illegal shit. Especially if you're doing illegal shit, you're snitching on yourself. Or if you're doing music about illegal shit that you used to do, but you still run with dudes that's doing it, you snitching on them. So you're a snitch. See, this is why I say rap is a slippery slope. This is why when I did my song recordings, where I say, young niggas recorded, dumber niggas supported, then your ass incarcerated off dumb nigga recordings, is because we incarcerate ourselves by the things we say, not realizing that all of our devices are listening to us, whether we have them on or off. They've already proven that. Your devices listen to you 24 hours a day. I'll even go as far as to say your devices know what you're thinking because they can sense certain energies about you. I think that's what all these updates are about. And the reason everything is shifting into cryptocurrencies, because cryptocurrencies mine data. Cryptos are data. I ain't gonna go into a cryptocurrency spiel, but I'll say this. Social media networks are moving toward having their own currency systems. Currency is energy. Energy is what's traded, what makes you greater, makes you feel less than. If they turn likes and they turn shares and they turn marketing on these social media platforms into a crypto format, to where it could then be monetized and can be turned into like a perpetual sales funnel and things of that nature, then you're going to see a lot of overnight millionaires. And you know what they're gonna what a lot of them will come from? Sex. Like I told y'all last time, booty. Sex is gonna do it, because the average woman knows that she can make an OnlyFans page or one of the other ones, you know, a Cam Soda, whatever, get naked on there, play with herself, do a sex show, and she can get people to get subscriptions. She can monetize every part of her exposing herself online, because there's always somebody willing to pay. Like Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey. There's a sucker born every day, sucker born every minute. You know, the Machiavellian platform. You know, it's like, why do with force what you can do through deception? It's like, really, a lot of us are still operating on a monologue mind state. This is what I'm talking about when I say pay attention and use your common sense. You live in a digital age, where you have smartphones. You're not in a new age. You've been in this shit. You're not in the new age. There is no new age. New age talk was created by people trying to separate paradigms, who they deemed as older folks and who they looked at as the newer millennial type figures. There is no damn new age. We all live in the same damn age. You know, hell, if anybody should be somebody that should be more ahead of anyone at 46 years old, I should be well versed. I should be well learned. I should be well studied. I should be well researched, and I should be very tech savvy and internet web savvy, because I watched since the inception of when it was made social, the internet. I've grown with it. If you've allowed little kids to get more in tune with it than you are, then something's wrong with you, because you saw this shit come from analog all the way up to the digital, onto this crypto platform, everything. You've grown with this, so you have no excuse. Catch up. But yo, that's what I mean when I say paying attention, common sense. I ain't write this shit down, man. This is just shit I think about every day. You know, it's just what I think about every day. But I'm gonna take these last few minutes and just say this. Pay attention to the things that you see on television. Pay attention to these celebrity murders, celebrity homicides, celebrity accidental deaths, celebrity mystery deaths, all this shit. Personally, I don't believe none of these celebrities died at the time they say that they did. None of them. None. Not one. None. Only way I believe somebody died is if they were older, like 80, 90 years old. I believe some of them, most of them, some of them I still think faked their deaths and became other characters. But I think for the most part, the elders probably passed on. But the younger characters, whom I don't even have to name them, but y'all know who I'm talking about, these actors, these rappers, these celebrities, everybody who died, everything. And there are a few that are going to die this year, well-known celebrities. A female rapper, I'm going to leave it at that. But this is all scripted. It's all media narrative, government narrative. I need y'all to pay better attention. I need y'all to be more focused on what you're watching every day, every night. Just know that everything you're watching is designed to put something in your mind for something that they're trying to introduce to you subtly. Even things that are comedy, even things you enjoy that you think mean one thing, ultimately have a whole nother agenda. So learn to enjoy it, but when you get to the level I'm at, it's kind of hard to enjoy because you're not looking at things, you're looking in things. But yo, this your man, Honorable October 9. This has been the Art of Thinking Out Loud, Part 2 impromptu video podcast. You know, following up from the previous podcast on paying attention and using common sense. Hit the links below. Check out my social media, but especially, like I said on the other one, hit me up on Twitter. I'm trying to get my Twitter up. You know, I politic with everybody, man. I don't care what you do, you know. Politician, rapper, regular person, porn star. I don't give a goddamn as long as you're real. But yo, this your man, Honorable October 9. The Art of Thinking Out Loud. You know, hit me up. I'll get it, y'all, you know what I'm saying, on the next one. Stay easy. Be safe.